And as we're in our seated shape, eyes are soft or closed, just begin to call awareness to your breath. It can be in and out through the nose, maybe a slight opening of the lips. Have a little combination going today. And just some intentional breathing. Notice where the breath is expanding the body, where it's starting, where it's going. And then as you exhale, where is it softening, letting go? And see if you can be just more intentional with your breath of filling up more spaces, of expanding into areas that your breath doesn't feel like it's hitting right now. And then with your exhale, allow that same intentionality to soften and to just provide a little bit of awareness and care into those spots that we don't normally breathe into. These areas of the body might be more of that middle and low back and hips. Not only into the shoulders, but down into the arms and just into the fingertips. So seeing how our breath can just allow ourselves to soften in those areas we tend to maybe hold on to. And we'll take one more breath together. Big inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the mouth. On your inhale, inhale to lift, to open, to expand. And then exhale, let it go. Gently open your eyes. On your next inhale, let's take the arms overhead, wherever you're at, sitting tall. Just reach and stretch through the spine. Maybe the gaze slightly comes up to the ceiling or outside to the beautiful blue sky. And then exhale, let's take the arms together. So we're threading the fingers, and then we're just gonna push the palms up to the sky. So as we do this, we're extending into those digits, those fingers. We're opening up through the palms. We're continuing to sit tall and broaden through the collarbones. Big inhale to push the palms, high five the sky. And then exhale, we're gonna take those palms forward, round through the upper back, tuck the chin, look towards the navel. With your breath, inhale, push it right back up. Sit tall, ground through the sit bones. Let the palms touch the sky again. Breathe, pause. Open up through the armpits, the sides of the arms. And then exhale, take the arms apart, reach behind you. Big T with the arms here. Broadening through the collarbones, continuing to lengthen through the top of the head. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. And let's bring it right back up. This time, see if you can interlace goofy. So interlace the fingers a way that you've never had before, or just a way that makes you feel awkward. That's okay. As we interlace, we push the palms, high five the sky. Exhale, round through the back, push the palms away, tuck the chin. Inhale sends it right back up. Big reach and stretch, open up to the front of the body, ground through the sit bones, reach. Exhale, open the arms. This time, option to not only keep them open like this, but maybe even take a bind. Interlace the hands behind you, grab wrist or elbows, so lots of different options here. And just an intentional opening through the front of the body. As we find that bind of choice behind us, we're sitting tall. And as we find this bind behind us, we're gonna hold on to it. And we're gonna go ahead and just play with our gaze. So an inhale, take the gaze up, breathe through the front of the neck. Exhale, take chin to chest. Inhale, over to the right. We did this on Tuesday. Exhale, back through the heart. Inhale, over to the left. This is our sequence. 2 more times through. Exhaling to the heart, and then we start over. Inhale, look towards the sky, breathe through the front of the neck. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, off to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, back to the heart. 1 more time through. Your breath, your pace, stopping in any of the shapes to breathe for a little bit longer time, to hold, to care. And as you come through heart center, we'll stack the head over the shoulders, neutral spine, unlace the arms, reach and stretch overhead. Little balance challenge, change your feet shape here. So come into a different shape of choice. And then plant the right arm down as you come to the right side of the room. We're gonna take a side bend in this shape. And as we take a side bend, I wanna pause here and hold. Keep grounding the hip down into the earth. And then this hand that's planted, this right hand, I want you to tense up onto all 10 fingers. And as we tense up onto all 10 fingers, I want us to feel that stretch in our digits and through the palm. So like I said, we're gonna focus a little bit on hands, feet, and face today. So just changing a little bit of the shapes that we do into more intentional with those areas. And then stay here, we're still stretching through that left side body. Turn your right hand away as much as you can. So see if you can almost take your fingertips towards you. Same thing, tensing up on all 10 fingers. Feel the stretch in the arm all the way up. Feel it into the fingertips and the palm. On an inhale, we'll release, we'll come all the way up. Big stretch. Exhale, second side, plant the left hand down. Find your side stretch first. Ground into the hips, lengthen through that right side body. You're gonna continue to sit tall here so we're not rounding forward or arching in the back. Really tall, strong, posture muscles are activated. When you're ready, tense up on to all the fingers over here on the left side. And as you tense up into those fingers, see if you can push the first knuckle, so towards your palm, into the ground. So you'll feel a stretch into that hand. And as you're ready, we'll turn the hands of the fingers face us as much as possible. Same thing, we're pressing into the tops of the fingertips. And as we press into the tops of the fingertips, there's space underneath the rest of the fingers in the palm, and that's where we press into those areas. So we're pressing into the first and second joints of the fingers, into the palm, feeling the stretch up the arm. On an inhale, bring it all through center. And then we're going into a forward fold wherever you're at. So fold over the body. And as we come into this forward fold, I want to encourage you to actually round through your forward fold today. And as we round through the forward fold, we're not only breathing through the back of the body, let the head hang heavy, but you can be intentional with your hands on your feet. If you can reach your feet, give yourself just a little bit of play with those toes. So just bend and flex through the toes, like literally pull them forward, pull them back. If you can hear that, you just heard mine crack a little bit. But just a little bit of self-massage into those feet, specifically onto the toes. And then think about moving that self-massage into the tops of the feet. And then take the hands around the feet as much as possible and just give them a little squeeze. On your inhale, we'll sit up. And from here, we'll bend the knees. We're gonna rock and roll 3 times, hips to shoulders. And we'll come up into a tabletop position. So you can take a cool little move as you roll over hands and knees. Hands come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And as we come into tabletop, let's keep our toes tucked behind us. So we're breathing into those toe creases. Hands for now are underneath our shoulders. And of course, we're gonna mix it up. So I want the fingertips to switch today. So take the fingertips towards you in your tabletop. Toes are tucked, fingertips are towards us. And we're gonna go into cat-cow. So same thing, push away with your exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, move through shoulders and hips. Option to even look up. Exhale, push away. Inhale, arch the back, push the hips back, look up. One more time, each way. Exhale, push away. Inhale, cat. And then exhale, come to a neutral spine. Take the palms underneath, fingertips point towards the top of your mat. We're gonna go ahead and keep the toes tucked, shift the hips back, down dog. Hips come back and up to the sky, and then feel free to walk your dog side to side. As we walk our dog, see if you can put a little bit more intentionality into pushing into the toes here. So you're pushing into the toes, feeling the stretch into those feet, and then also into the calf as you push the heel down. On an inhale, walk the hands towards the feet and the feet towards the hands. And from here, we're gonna halfway lift, tabletop the back. Make it strong, reach the top of the head and the tailbone. Exhale to fold, knees can be soft here. 2 more just like that. Inhale, retract the shoulders, tabletop the back. Exhale to fold, last one, halfway lift, tabletop the back. Inhale, make it strong. Exhale to fold. This time we're coming all the way up to standing. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Big reach and stretch. As we come up to standing, we're interlacing our fingers. We're releasing our pointer fingers. And on an inhale, we lengthen more. Exhale, we come to the right side of the room for that side bend. As we find our side bend here, we're hugging our arms with our shoulders. We're pushing through our feet. Inhale, take it through center. Exhale, off to the left. Inhale through center, changing shape. The same thing we did. Interlace fingers, push the palms away towards the ceiling. Exhale off to your right. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. And then exhale, keep the bind where they are. Tuck it around just as we did in our seated position. We're coming all the way into our forward fold. Knees are soft, hands come down towards the toes. Release the head towards the toes. And then release the hands. From here, our hands are gonna come underneath our feet as much as possible. So soften the knees to get lower. If you're tight in the hamstrings, really soften the knees. Take the hands underneath the feet as much as possible. You might come all the way up to the bottom of the palm. And then from there, push your feet into your hands. Give your feet the responsibility of massaging your hands. Feel this stretch in the forearms in this shape. See if you can release the head to hang heavy. Continue to soften through the knees as you need. We're still breathing through the back of the body. On an exhale, we'll release the hands underneath the shoulders, walk the feet and the hands out, down dog. From down dog, we'll inhale to float the right leg high. As we float the right leg high, we're pressing that left heel into the mat. An inhale comes up onto the left toes, so we're just coming up onto the left toes. Exhale, push the left heel back down. Inhale, back onto the left toes, 3-legged dog. Exhale, push the heel down. One more time, inhale onto the left toes, 3-legged dog. And then swoop that right leg all the way through. Take the back left heel down, kneeling lunge. Stack shoulders over hips. Press this top left foot into the mat. As we're doing that, we're pressing the right knee into all 4 corners of the right foot. Big reach and stretch, arms come overhead. On an exhale, we're twisting open to the right side of the room. As we come into this twist, it's gonna be a little balance challenge. For more challenge, feel free to close your eyes. Option to even take your gaze over the right shoulder to breathe into this left side neck. And as we breathe into that left side neck, we might tuck the arms so that left arm comes up to the sky. And as we do that, we start to feel the stretch even more into this left side of the body. So stay in any of those shapes or progress any of those options as much as you need today. Kneeling lunge with a twist, option to reverse it, to breathe into the side neck. One more big inhale wherever you're at. Exhale, come back into the twisted lunge. Inhale sends us back forward where we started. Exhale, half splits, we're shifting the hips back. As we shift the hips back, our hands are underneath our shoulders for kickstands. Let's push the top of the right foot towards the face. So you're breathing into the back of the right leg. And then let's see what it feels like to switch that. So point the right toes away from the body and feel the stretch in the front of the right leg. So that anterior tibialis. On an inhale, we're walking the hands to frame the right foot, tuck the left toes, and we're just gonna launch off that back left leg for warrior three. So as we do that, our hands can be towards the ground, or maybe they come to float for a little bit more support on that right thigh. If you think about warrior three position, lots of options. So that left leg can be more of a kickstand rather than floating to hip height. Just finding a balance challenge in shape that will challenge your balance today. Feel free to play with your arms. They might be at heart center, T, airplane, lots of different options, of course. And then we're gonna plant that left leg behind us. So coming into high lunge, plant the left leg behind, reach and stretch. Exhale, nice side bend here, coming to the right side of the room, breathing into this left hip. On an inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, frame the right foot, step that right foot back, down dog. Same thing, second side. Inhale, float the right leg high. Pause in your three-legged dog. Inhale onto the left toe creases. Exhale, push the left heel down. Inhale onto the left toe creases. Exhale, push the heel down. Last one, inhale onto those toe creases. Pause. When you're ready, swoop that right leg between the hands, the top of your mat, drop the left knee, untuck these left toes. Oh, I think are we on the wrong side? No! That's okay, it's week 10. Switch it up if you're on the wrong side. I think I am on the wrong side. I could feel it. That's a good thing that I could feel it. So we're on the second side, friends, which means your left leg is forward. And we'll go into that same sequence. So on your inhale, we're reaching up. On an exhale, we're twisting to the left side of the room this time. As we twist to the left side of the room, we have a lot of different options. We can look over that left shoulder, close our eyes. Maybe we even tick-tock that right arm up into the air to find a nice stretch on the right side body this time. Wherever you're at, keep pushing this left knee down into all four corners of the foot. Maybe try to close those eyes. One more inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, we come back into the twisted kneeling lunge. Inhale sends us forward. And then exhale, half split, second side. So this time the left leg is forward. And we're pointing the left toes towards our body, breathing into the back of that leg. I will be honest, sometimes I forget what side is right and left in real life because I only talk about right and left side when I teach, and it's always opposite. So it's like so funny. Point the left toes away from you, and then go ahead and breathe into the front of that left leg, so that tib anterior. And you know where we're going. Little balance challenge, warrior three. As we shift forward to frame the left leg, we tuck the right toes. We launch off that back leg. As we launch off the back leg, we find support maybe at our thigh. And we feel free to play with our arms so we can be heart center, T, airplane, maybe even take the arms in front, lots of different options, yogi's choice. Pushing and grounding into that left foot. And then as you feel ready, we're gonna plant that right leg behind us, high lunge. Stacking shoulders over hips, big inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, left arm comes down, side bend. Pull this right hip up and back. And an inhale, take it forward. Exhale, frame that left leg, step the left leg back, find your down dog. From down dog, inhale, come up onto both toe creases, so both feet onto the toes. Exhale, push the heels down, 2 more just like that. Inhale onto the toe creases. Exhale, heels down. Last one, inhale onto those toe creases. Exhale, push it down. Let the knees come down underneath you. And then from this semi-tabletop shape, we're just gonna turn the hands to the outside edges of our mat, so the fingertips are to the edges of our mat. And then you can untuck the toes, so just soften through the feet wherever you're at. And then just take a few circles here. And as we take a few circles, we're moving through the wrists, the fingertips, so all the way into the hands as much as possible. And we're also moving into the hips and the back. So this is not necessarily like a right or wrong way to move. I want you to move in a way that feels good with your body, and we're just moving through the hands and wrists a little bit more intentionally. Switch directions if you haven't already. See how it changes if you drop the head. And then pause center. We'll take the hands to meet each other, so fingertips face each other. And then same thing, exploratory movement, pick a direction, move through hips and shoulders. Sometimes I call these barrel rolls, so it's one of our options instead of doing the traditional cat and cow. We're just moving through that spine. As you come through center, switch directions if you haven't already. And as you come through center, last one, we're just gonna be here for a second. I want us to turn our fingertips towards our legs, towards our body, and then just inhale to push to the tops of the feet, push through the hands. Big cat pose, round through the upper back, tuck the chin. And then exhale, just release and sit back on the heels. And as we sit back on the heels, before we come onto our backs, the last thing was requested was a little bit of face. So I want us to sit tall wherever we're at, and we're just gonna do a little self-massage, only for a minute. I know this can be kind of awkward, but it actually feels really good. So we're gonna start underneath our eyes, and I want you to think about underneath your eyes, just massaging right underneath those occipital bones. So you can feel you literally can feel like your cheek bones and your eyes right underneath that area of the cheekbones. I think I said occipital, but I meant cheekbones. And then I want you to move from underneath the cheekbones to underneath the eyes. And I'm just moving away from the eyes to the outside edges of my face. And then we'll move the hands to where the eyebrows meet. And we'll push into the eyebrows, and we'll push away over the top of that occipital bone. So we'll push through the top of the eyebrows and away to the sides of the face. You can feel that half circle, that bone line to kind of follow. And then we'll take it to the forehead. So same thing on top of the eyebrows now, just using 2 or 3 fingers in the middle of the forehead, and then just pushing away. And then move your fingers up one more time. See if you can cover most of your forehead. And then last one at the top of your forehead, as you move your fingers away, take it all the way down to your jaw. And then we'll bring our fingers right underneath our nose. You might only need 1 finger on each side here. And we'll push into that little meeting of our lips here underneath our nose. And we'll push again, same thing, down and away. 3 times, down and away. And as you circle the lips in this one, you're pushing down and away into the chin. And then we'll release the hands from our face. Feel free to make some funny faces, scrunch the nose. I think if people are watching this video, it's pinned to me so no one can see your funny faces, just me they can make fun of, which is fine. And then we'll open the eyes if they're not already there. We'll shift onto our hips and we're gonna come onto our backs for a final twist. So making your way onto your back, we're gonna cross the right leg over the left. Reverse pigeon here. Thread the arms underneath. Pull the left knee into the chest. We're breathing into this right hip. And as you feel ready to transition, we'll open the arms in a T and we'll cross that leg over to the left side of the room. Continue to breathe into the right side of the body, the right hip. If this is a little bit too much, you could stack the legs so you can find a little different shape that works for you. Arms can stay where they are. Maybe take a field goal post or arms overhead. On your next inhale, brace to the core, drive the legs back up through center, unwind the legs wherever they're at, and then left leg crosses over right. Find figure four. Take a moment to thread the arms underneath, pulling the right knee up to the chest, breathing into this left hip. As you're ready, you can exhale the legs over to the right side of the room. And remember your options to maybe stack the legs if it feels a little uncomfortable in that figure four shape. As you're laying there, I don't know if you feel a difference like in your face, but my face feels really warm because of the pressure and the blood flow that's happening from the massage. On an inhale, brace to the core, drive the knees up through center. One more time, give yourself a little hug. So draw the knees into the chest. And then we're gonna come up into a seated position. So rock and roll. We'll take our final 1 minute in a seated Shavasana today. Any shape you would like. Make yourself comfortable. See if you can maintain some strong postural, long lengthen the spine engagement, and just focus on your breath. Wherever you're at, we'll take one breath together. Big inhale to send the arms overhead. Exhale, bring them to heart center. As always, thanks for showing up, ducks, and listening to yourselves, being the best guides and knowledge of self-care for your body. We will see you again next week. Namaste. Thank you all. As I know some of you might need to run away.